Good evening, good evening, good evening to everybody. And hello, it's been a while since I actually posted a video. I would like to thank everyone for viewing, sharing, and subscribing. A lot of my videos in the past, even the ones that I did about marriage and everything, and I plan to actually upload more because I definitely want to go back on that topic. It's been so many marriages, that has failed even through this pandemic. So I definitely want to share my experiences with you and things like that. So maybe it can help you or someone that you know out in your situation. And I thank God this is a ministry within itself. We sometimes don't know the platform that we're using becomes a ministry for someone else. And I'm just thankful that I get a chance to share my testimony, but I am also able to put it in different ways where it's my testimony, but it's also motivation to and for someone else. So I thank God for that. So continue to like, share, and subscribe. I need 1,000 people to actually um, subscribe. I need more subscribers so that I can actually do live sessions. I prefer live better than um, pre-recording, only because all of the editing stuff that goes along with it. I don't believe in editing out things that is or could be important to the listener and the viewer. So um, continue to share these videos so that people can subscribe and actually I can meet that goal of 1,000. I can do it. I know I can. I see people do it all the time. I just need 1,000 so that I can do live sessions and you guys are able to see me live, which I think is great. So, why am I on tonight? Tonight, I'm going to talk about self love and knowing your worth. Okay? Self love and knowing your worth. And I first, like I always do, I always give an example of my own life so you know a piece of me, because you can't talk about something if you've never been through it. Okay, so that's one thing. I always give something about myself because you have to be real when you're giving these motivational speeches and things like that. They got to know that you've been through something too. So, self. Um, Through a lot of my previous videos, um, I pretty much I've always given a piece of my own life. So with my self healing and self love, um, I kind of I had to do it because I went through a lot of things, divorce and separation, and then all of my operations and things like that. Um, it gave me a chance to actually sit down and think about where I went wrong and what was going on in my life that I had to fix, things that I had to do to rearrange my life so that my life can be better. And one of the things that I noticed, throughout everything that I went through, I wasn't giving love to myself. I didn't have that self love, and I didn't even know my worth. I was giving so much to people around me, my friends, my family, the two marriages that I was in, and even the two kids of mine. My stepdaughter and even my 7-year-old. I was giving so much to them that I wasn't giving anything back to myself. So it reflected on my worth, and what I knew I deserved, but I wasn't getting. So I had to rearrange things in my life so that I can give myself that. Um, The reason why I had to make those changes was a lot of it came from the separation that myself and my ex-wife was going through, and then actually being away from the family that I created and I started with her. So when I sat back and I actually thought about some of the things that happened within that marriage, I said I had to change myself. That was the first thing. I knew that one of the things that I had to change about myself was my attitude. What I had to tell myself is, if I had to argue with her like I defend her, that was a problem. And I need y'all to understand that anybody that you have to argue with the way that you defend them, then you need to check that within yourself. So within that relationship, a lot of times, myself, I heard, oh, you need to change, you got to change this, you got to change that. And I was telling myself, I'm okay, I'm not a bad person, and I don't need to change anything. I think where I am is the best thing for me in this situation, but it wasn't. So when I had time to think, I started getting counseling, and one of the things that the counselor told me was, when you argue, don't argue with nobody. Argue by yourself. Why give someone that energy when you're not going to win, they're not going to win, and that's why it's an argument. Because everybody's trying to get their point across, or the two people are trying to get their point across, but it becomes an argument because you're going back and forth, and it never really ends. So when I got that concept and I started thinking about it, I'm like, he's right. If I argue with myself, by the time I get around that person, I don't have anything to argue about. I've gotten it all out of my system. It works for me, and that's what I started doing. So the self-healing, how did I do that? Well, my self-healing was a big part of me allowing myself to let things go. I told myself I couldn't bury them. I had to talk about them in order for me to become a better person. So that was a part of my counseling. That was a part of me allowing myself to let it out. Doing the videos was another thing that was helping me. It was a part of my, my therapy. At the same time, I was helping other people. So that was another thing. I felt like if I set a platform and I'm able to talk about some of my issues, I can get it out. And, it definitely was not supposed to be taken as I'm throwing shots at anybody or I'm doing something to put someone else down. No. I believe that if you don't talk about it, you can't get it out. And then you bottle it up inside and other things happen. I had a friend, and I'm not going to say his name, but he moved too fast in his marriage. He let it go. And within that time frame, he still wanted answers on why a lot of things went wrong. So when he found out what went wrong, he went haywire. He didn't talk about it. He kept it in so much that he just wanted people to love him through his situation, but he was getting worse. So much worse that he hurt some of the people that he loved. Not on purpose, because I don't take it to be that he did anything on purpose, but so much that, he shot his gun out, and thank God no one got hurt, but it was a mental thing that he was going through that made him do what he was doing, and he did not talk about it. So when you don't talk about it, you don't get it out, that's what happens. You never know how it's going to come out when it does. So for me, I had to learn that. I had to learn that I had to stop being quiet and get it out. So who do you get it out to? First off, you need to learn how to get it out to the people that is not going to say anything, and you got to be able to trust them. So I kind of, what I did was I cut everybody off. I didn't care if it was family. I didn't care if it was friends. I said that I have to reevaluate myself, but now I have to start my circle all over again. So right now my circle is very small. It really is. And then I have to be able to trust you to allow you in, because a lot of things that I went through, I experienced it on my own. I mean, I got some phone calls and things like that, but actually visiting me, it didn't happen. And see, I was always the one that actually went to everybody's rescue when they needed me the most. But when I was going through, I didn't have anybody. So that was one of the things I had to do. I had to clear my circle out, and then I had to figure out who I can trust to let this out, and to be perfectly honest, I use God as that platform for myself. I went to God and we talked about everything. I cried out. I laughed. There were happy times, there were sad times, and then when I was able to be strong enough, I was ready to come back out into the world. I adapted so well because the things that I learned in counseling, I implement them in everyday life. I implement them now in the relationship that I have with my daughter's mother. I implement them in the house that I'm living in. And even at work, when I'm working and things like that, I implement everything that I learned throughout every thing that was given to me, So I use that, and I'm able to actually be a better person because of it. And then the ultimate thing, I learned self-worth. I learned that I didn't owe anybody anything. Nobody owed me anything. But what I was not going to allow anymore was what I wasn't going to allow anymore is I wasn't going to allow anyone to come into my space, interrupt it, and then go back out into the world and I'm still hurt, So negative energy I keep out. I only allow positive energy in my circle, and if you can't be positive, then I don't want you around. Another thing that I stopped doing was the phone. What I had to learn about these phones, you guys, they can become your worst enemy. They can, depending on how you use it. So I learned that I didn't need the phone as much as I used to. That was something that hurt me in the past. So I don't utilize the phone a lot anymore. If it's important, I do. I like to text more than I like to talk. So that way you can get right to the point, and I know what we're going to talk about when you do call me or I call you. That's something that I'm doing right now, and it's just for me. It's not to hurt anybody's feelings. If I feel like you are negative, then I know how to just stay away. It's the best thing for me. So the things that I am doing now, it helped me learn self-worth. And now I know that if you can't give me the same thing I'm giving you, then I don't want it. I don't want it. And I'm quick to just take it all back. And you deserve that. You deserve that. You deserve to have what you need to allow you or to help you get through life. Because life is what you make it. But how you treat people will determine where you're going after this life. Okay? We all get judged. We are all going to have our day to meet him on the other side. And what are you going to do once your eyes are closed. Then I had to also say, life is so short. You don't know when, the day, or the hour when your number is going to be called. You know, I went through since last September on, or was it October, whenever my uncle passed away. And may God rest his soul, Bernard Pender, a great renowned gospel singer. But when he passed away, then my godmother passed away. And she was my second mother. And all of this was going on around the same month. I believe it was September going into October. And then we lost another godmother. And may God rest her soul, Gloria Powell. Which was like, wow, like it was going back to back. So at that point in time, I'm saying, Lord, you know, maybe you're going to give us a break or something like that, because it's like going in circles. And then I see my mom change after that death of losing her friend, both of her friends, within a month time. So, excuse me, my mouth is dry. I gotta excuse me for a second. Excuse me 1 second. Lemon water is the best. And I'll get to that later, okay? But within a month's time, I seen my mom lose both of her friends. And as much as she was hurting, she tried to uplift me and my brother, because the one godmother we had since birth. So when I say she was like a second mother, she was like a second mother. Tanya King, may God rest, may her soul rest in peace. But we were there at the hospital, and before her last breath, she acknowledged us. She opened her eyes, and you know, we told her that we love her, and she shook her head and everything. And within that moment, you know, she was gone. And I thank God that we were there, but I also seen my mom changing within that time frame. And from November on, I can see her transitioning. Christmas Day, my mom was very ill, and that was the end. When the paramedics took her out, I seen that look in her eyes like I seen in my dad's eyes before he passed. And I told my sister, she's not coming home. You know, so in about a week's time after that, she was gone. So I lost my mom this year. I lost I lost 3 uncles. One of those was both of my dads. One of my dad's sisters, one of my mom's sisters, their husbands. So we seen death. And I say that to say this. Even though I was going through all of that, I still had to remain somewhat positive. Now, how do you do that? How do you go through all of that and still maintain what you have going on? Because remember, I was rebuilding myself, you know, not just self-worth, but also loving myself, okay? So how do you do that when you have all of this stuff going on? And then how do you keep yourself from going insane? So I started allowing myself to take my, I'm going to say my religion to another level, where I actually had to talk to God one-on-one. And I said, Lord, just give me the strength to continue to go through, but still allowing me to get what I need for myself so that I won't go back to where I was. Because I didn't have anybody, you know, until I came back home to be with my mom and my sister. No one really came to Delaware to visit me and stuff like that. So I had to take myself back into that place again. Because I felt myself, you know, losing it again. And then when you're vulnerable in that type of stage, you lose who you are. You know, you begin to just accept and take whatever you can get because you want the love that other people is giving you. But is it the right type of love? So I had to reevaluate that again and just think, do these people really love me, or do they want something from me? So self-worth came in again. And self-worth said, clean house. Do not allow what you created for yourself to come in and rearrange your life all over again after what you've been through. And that's what I did. And I tell you this, everybody, when you learn how to really truly love yourself, that's the only way you can start to love someone else. You have to learn your protocol. You know, you got protocol in life, you got protocol inside workplace, you got protocol at church and everything. So you have to learn yours. And then you have to set those boundaries for yourself. What comes first in your life? First and foremost is God. When I wake up, I thank the Lord for another day, because He didn't have to do it. Okay? He did not have to wake you up or tell His angel, tap on him or her. You know, so acknowledge that. Second off, you know, what else did I do? I told myself that I was not going to allow anyone to come in and then leave my life the way that they wanted to. I am going to be able to speak up for myself if you just try to come in and then say, boom. And it happened twice this year. It happened twice where I really had to speak up for myself. And it helped. You know, I had to let those people know that I'm not accepting it. You know, and I won't accept it. I want the same thing I'm giving you. And if we can't do that, then see you later. And that's in friendship. That's in brother-sister relationship. Okay? That's even as the mother to my kids relationship. Everything I do, I want to be given a chance to have the same thing that I give you. And if you can't do that, then see you later. Because I don't need it. I had to tell myself I don't need it, I don't want it, so that I can be sane. And it's no offense to anybody, but if you do these things for yourself, I guarantee you'll know your worth. And when you are ready for that relationship, you'll be able to love that person just as much as you love yourself. You can't love anybody until you love God and yourself. And this will help you go into your next relationship in a better way. Because right off the bat, this person will know exactly what it is that you want and what you need for that relationship to grow. And if it doesn't work, it just don't work. But they'll know it right from the start. Do not lie to that person. Do not be mischief. Don't hold back. You know, give that person what they deserve, and that's honesty about the new you. Okay? The new me, I'm still Kenton, but there's things that I won't allow people to do anymore. I won't even allow people to say. I won't allow people to even thinking about me. And if you are thinking about me, keep it over there. Don't say nothing about it. That's just it. Case closed. Your self-worth and loving on yourself is the first thing that you need to learn how to do before you can be in any relationship. And that's any relationship, you know, with whoever you have a relationship with. And I just told you, brother, sister, mother, father, whatever. If you got to cut people out, cut them out until you are where you need to be. Do not enter into something if you don't know your worth and you don't love yourself. You're entering into that relationship and you're entering into it broken. That means you're a broken person. So now you go into this relationship and you just mess this person's life up because you got so much going on in your life. And instead of you saying, I can't do this right now, I need to fix me. People do that all the time. You go into these relationships and you know you got some issues, but you want this person to build you up. Yes, they're there to help you in your situation, or maybe even help you get over, but how much are you being honest to them about what you got going on? Are you just telling them that, oh, this person did this to me and this person did that to me? If you still doing that, you don't know your worth and you're not loving on yourself. Because to love on yourself is to not bring whatever you got going on from the past into the future. That's it. I love myself enough that I ain't even got to worry about what happened. God got it. So now I can move into the future without all that other stuff that was going on. And I can move in knowing that there is something for me in the future. You ain't got time to be worried about what's going on back there. Live now. Life is so short. It is. And y'all steady worried about, I ain't got to listen. When you see me, I got a smile on my face. Okay? I'm loving life right now, and I love me. I love me, and I'm loving life so much that I am ready for a relationship. I'm ready for marriage. That's it. Case closed. I'm ready for it because I've learned how to self-heal. Heal yourself. Love yourself first. That's what this is all about. Okay? So, the next video that we're going to talk about, we're going to get into some relationship things because y'all got some issues out here. Y'all need to stop. Y'all older ones, y'all definitely need to step back and allow these little Z's or whoever is next, let them have their chance at life to mess up like we did. And then we're here to help them fix it or to give them the advice that they need if they get in that situation. Because we already been through it and we know it already. But give them that platform. Stop being in these bars with these young people. Then you want to get in fights because somebody, come on, step on your shoes or looking at your woman. Let me tell you like this. You got a nice looking woman. Let them look. Okay? Let them look. That means you got something nice. You going home with them. I don't understand why y'all do this. Stay out on bars with them young people. Okay? Go to a movie. Go to a lounge. That's where we belong. I'll be 40 next year. I'll be 39 in September and 40 next year. I am not going into no bar to be dancing with no young people. First off, I don't even understand all the music they got going on. Okay? I'm still into the 90s. You know, I love my 80s. Okay? But I'm still into 90s and, early 2000s and maybe middle of the, the little century we just went through or whatever. But as far as good music, it's not made anymore. So y'all been there dancing, trying to do their dances and stuff like that. Act your age. It's good to be in your 30s. It feels good. Some people didn't make it. God didn't bring them this far on this side. And y'all sitting here, y'all complaining, and y'all want to still be, man, listen. Live your life at your age. Alright? Seriously. So we're going to talk about some things, man. We got to get back into this marital stuff. Excuse me, because I heard through the pandemic, a lot of marriages was ruined. People got around their loved ones or their significant others, and they didn't even know what to do because y'all work too much, or you out in the clubs too much, or you out in your little social things too much, and you don't really know your mate the way that you think you do until you really spend some time with them. So y'all got a chance to spend some time with your mates. You found out you didn't like them. So what? They got issues, you got issues. Y'all should have been working them out. So we're going to talk about that too, man. We're going to get down on this channel. On this channel, we bring real and real recognize real. Okay? So I love y'all. Listen, I need 1,000 subscribers. I need 1,000 subscribers. If you have any friends, y'all like this, because I got people coming up to me all the time. We like your videos. Why did you stop? Please, we need you to post some more. You like it? Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I need to go live. I do videos from wherever I am. Honestly. Wait a minute. Hold up now. Okay, I'm sorry about that, y'all. Alright, you know, I got to clap on. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to excuse me when I clap my hands. Bop, bop. But, listen. I need y'all to subscribe. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Like, share, comment. Alright? Leave some comments for me. I love reading them. Sometimes I'll comment back, but you know what I mean? Come on. Show me some love. I love y'all. God bless. Stay warm. I'm about to say stay warm. Stay cool out there. It's getting hotter and hotter every day. Love y'all. Peace.